Hey everybody, I'm here playing right now Oracle of Seasons, and in this video I'm gonna show off some little tricks and knowledge for encountering Maple. Now I know I already went through this in my LP of Oracle of Seasons, but I decided just to go ahead and make a separate video and I'll kind of go into more detail on this. Now this area is, if you're familiar with the game, is the Taran Ruins. You can only get here after you have completed level 5. Since there are 4 jewels you need to get in here, and you can't get the 4th one until after you've gotten the 5th essence, sorry. But one easy way to get here is equip your Gale Seeds, once you've encountered this place already. And as my controller cord is getting stuck on everything, and go to this never spawning Gale Seed tree up here, which serves only as a warping point. And then we're going to go down to the Lost Woods. Now for this, since all are accessible at this point, I would recommend having the level 2 sword, which you can get here. And I would also recommend either Maple's ring or the red ring. If you're playing a linked game, the spin ring will also work fine. You don't have to use these rings, but it just makes things just go faster for here. So what you want to do is there's actually 3 screens you can do this from. There's this screen right here, this one right here, and one west of it. As you can see, there's a like infestation around here. They will slowly spawn at the exit points on the screen over here and up north into the Lost Woods. So you can see they're spawning from the side there. They will continuously spawn up to 6. Once the counter hits 6, then they won't spawn anymore until you kill anymore. But this is a screen they spawn from right here. And as you can see, for every one you kill, it spawns another one down here. Now, one thing that you need to keep in mind is likes obviously love shields. Now, mine has long since been eaten, but since I really don't use it anyway, except where required, and with like the spine beetles, the shovel works fine with that problem too. So, but other than sucking up your shield, these likes will never kill you. They don't cause any damage whatsoever. The grass here also somewhat functions as a little seed refilling spot. So when you encounter Maple, if you find her stealing a lot of your seeds, you can refill a bunch of them here. Kind of comes in handy, especially if you're, running low on Gale Seeds from traveling. And I think there's like 1 Gale Seed tree in the game that actually spawns. So I've killed more than 15. Now Maple has 3 spawn points near this area. One is right here. If you have burned down this bonsai tree or whatever here, be careful because you can accidentally step on there and exit the screen, even with Maple on it. Now usually you can't exit a screen on a transition with Maple in there, such as, just going to the next area or going through a door. That does not apply to little underground caves like this. So, obviously, equip your Pegasus Seeds if you have them. If you're playing a linked game, the big Oron sword does help with collecting items here. So, you can also enter this cave and use it as kind of like a save and quit spot, so you can respawn her quickly if you're playing on the console. Obviously, if you're playing on an emulator, you can just use save states. She will also spawn on this point right here if you end up exiting the Lost Woods, attacking through here amongst the Lost Woods. The only problem is with this area, there's pits. So you can, lose items there. She will also spawn up here. So this cave can also be used as a save and quit point, but I don't like it as much. Basically because you'd have to kill, save these 3 likes for last, and then, enter the cave and re-enter this, or to the right and re-enter the screen. Because otherwise, she's gonna pass, when you pass through here, she's gonna spawn on here. You can also, once you get rid of a bunch of these jerk-offs, you can also, while they're taking time to respawn, you can also just flip back and there'll always be 6 when you enter the screen. So depending on how fast. See, even with the level 2 sword, they take 2 hits to kill. This is why I either choose the red ring or the maple ring. They both take the same amount of sword kills. It's going to take 30. If you know, with either ring, one because you have to hit them twice, and one's because you have to kill twice as many. Basically, it's a preference. Like I said before, you do not need either of them, but I find they come in very much handy. Now, I'm going to make a save state right here to demonstrate Maple right here. If you notice, the way her shadow follows on the screen tends to be the pattern she will follow. Now, say I didn't like what I got here, because say I was trying to collect rings. What she carries is determined when her shadow appears, so it does not matter how or when you bump into her. She'll, you know, if you say make a save state right when she appears on the screen, you're not going to get anything different that time. But since I'm forcing her to respawn, what she carries is recalculated, and it's done as soon as, like I said, as soon as she comes on screen. Now I'm just gonna let her take everything for now. Watch the order she collects items in. She doesn't go for what's closest. She goes for what is, by her, considered the most valuable. Yeah, shut up. The only thing I'm not sure about is the order of seeds she collects, but even if you, like I said before, even if you lose a few, you can find them in the grass on the screen, so you're never in a huge loss. I don't know what made them decide to have never-ending spawning likes here, but it certainly really comes in handy for forcing Maple to spawn. So if you're looking for, you know, you're trying to collect more rings, or you're looking for gaseous seeds, or you need a magic potion and you don't want to spend the rupees, or you're looking for that elusive piece of heart, this is an excellent way to to stock up on that. Unfortunately, there's not an as good equivalent spot in Ages, it's only in here. Now, one thing that's also worth mentioning is she uses different equipment. I'm gonna watch what... No, she only got one seed that time, so... In the beginning of the game, in a non-link game, when you first encounter her, she picks her stuff up with a broom and is rather slow at it. Eventually, she'll upgrade to a vacuum, usually around dungeon 4 or 5-ish. I've never really paid attention exactly when. But she'll definitely have it by, you know, the vacuum cleaner by this point in the game, in which case she is faster. She moves faster across the screen, and she picks up items faster, so you need to watch out for that. If you're playing a linked game, by this point she will have upgraded the flying saucer, which is incredibly fast, so you really need to be on your toes, and if she's closer to something, unless you get the big Oron sword, most of the time the Pegasus seeds aren't even enough to suck it from her, so just, if you're playing a linked game, just be careful of that. What I really like about these screens is they're nice and big and open. The only place you really can't get something is in the corner right here, and even that can be solved with a big Oron sword. Everything else is reachable. Alright, she's got more than 2 kinds of seeds. I'm curious which seed she takes first. As I thought. Okay, so here's the order Maple takes things. This is, of course, assuming she drops one of everything, which obviously she won't. She will always go after a piece of heart first, so obviously if you don't get it, she will respawn another one, so it's not like it's gone for good. So she'll always go after a piece of heart first. After that, she'll go after the gaseous seeds. Once of those are taken care of, then she'll attack the rings, which I personally prefer the rings slightly over gaseous seeds, mainly because you can buy gaseous seeds, but you cannot, only with the exception of certain few rings, you can't buy the rings. So usually I personally go after the rings. And if there's a gaseous seed on screen, it kind of helps me. Once any rings are selected up, she'll go after the magic potion. After that, she'll go after your seeds. Now, from what I'm seeing right now, apparently she goes after them in the order they are listed in the satchel here. I didn't want to do that. I don't have really... I haven't done any extensive research on that or anything. That's just what I'm assuming from what I've seen in the past few minutes. After that, she's going to go after your bombs, which usually you don't drop that many of around her. Once your bombs are taken care of, she's going to go after your hearts. And after that, finally, she's going to go after your rupees, and she will always go after the 5-piece rupees rather than instead of the 1 pieces first. So, considering that order, that may, depending on what you're actually looking for, keep that in mind. So you have more time to pick certain things up and whatever. She will never, ever, regardless of what anyone tells you or what you may think, she will never take your pieces of heart, your gaseous seed, your potions, or your rings. Only she will drop these items. So you don't need to be paranoid if you have unappraised rings on you, that when you hit her, a ring falls out, that it's going to be one of the rings. You do not ever drop them. Once a ring is in your possession, you don't ever lose it. So you don't need to be afraid. I remember when I played these on the consoles, way back in the day, I was always paranoid of that. And then half the time I couldn't remember exactly how many rings I'd gotten, and I'm like, shit, I just lost a ring from her. But no, I was always just full of shit. See if I can get her to drop a ring. I don't even know how many rings I have now, not that it matters. Oh, now I drop bombs. Oh, great. It's not gonna make me go in the place. Yeah. See, that's the one disadvantage of the screen, is you can walk in here regardless of if a maple is on the screen or not. That's the guy with the phonograph, isn't it? Yes, it is. So you don't even have to burn down this tree to even... Oh, damn it. Yay! That's just how to get the level 2 sword, obviously. So you don't actually need to go in there at all. You can just leave the bush intact, in which case you don't have to worry about getting in there. But like I said way earlier, that actually functions as a save and quit spot if you're playing on the console. So let's equip the red ring, just for the hell of it. The other ring I have right there is the Gasha ring, by the way. Did you stop sucking me? Yeah, see, this one kills them faster, but you also have to kill 30 enemies as opposed to 15 with the maple ring. So yeah, unfortunately I have not found an equivalent spot in ages. I know there are some spots, but they take much longer compared to this, so whether you're playing a linked or a non-linked game, if you want to rob maple of her goodies continuously, this is a very, very excellent spot to do so. It's too bad it's in the second half of the game, and in which case she'll already have upgraded her speed. But that's certainly okay, because you have Pegasus Seeds, and if you're playing a late game, the big orange sword on your side. So, hope you enjoyed, and happy hunting!